You're shivering in your modern house right now, aren't you? Your fancy central heating system is humming away, burning through your paycheck faster than a Viking through a monastery, and you're still cold. Meanwhile, your medieval ancestors were toasty warm in stone castles with nothing but ingenuity and a healthy disregard for carbon emissions. You think you've got heating figured out because you can adjust a thermostat. But here's the thing. Medieval people didn't just survive the cold, they conquered it. They turned winter into their personal playground while you're over here wearing 3 sweaters indoors and complaining about your heating bill. Today, you're about to discover 10 heating methods your medieval ancestors used that would make your modern furnace weep with inadequacy. These aren't just quaint historical curiosities, they're engineering marvels that could revolutionize how you think about staying warm. The Hippocaust, Roman engineering that made medieval nobles jealous. You walk into a medieval manor house in the dead of winter, expecting to see your breath fog up like you're in a meat locker. Instead, you're hit with a wave of warmth that makes you question everything you know about medieval life. Welcome to the Hippocaust, the ancient Roman heating system that medieval elites desperately tried to recreate. You're standing on heated floors, not electric heated floors from the 21st century, but a system so elegant it makes modern radiant heating look like a crude imitation. Beneath your feet, hot air and smoke from a central furnace flow through hollow spaces in the walls and under the floor. The entire building becomes a giant radiator. Your medieval lord spent a fortune reverse engineering this Roman technology, and for good reason. While his peasants are huddled around tiny fires, slowly dying of hypothermia, he's walking barefoot on warm stone floors in the middle of January. The Hippocaust doesn't just heat the air, it heats the thermal mass of the building itself. The stones store heat like a massive battery, keeping you warm for hours after the fire dies down. You think your modern heated floors are impressive? Medieval Hippocausts heated entire bathhouses. Roman soldiers were taking hot baths in Britain while modern Brits were still figuring out indoor plumbing. Your ancestors weren't primitive, they were just working with different resources. But here's where it gets interesting. You can build a Hippocaust today and it will outperform your furnace in efficiency and comfort. Korean ondol systems, Chinese cangs, they're all variations of this medieval marvel. While you're pumping hot air around your house like some kind of atmospheric hamster wheel, they're heating the actual structure. The warming room, medieval central heating. Without the bills. You're a monk in a medieval monastery, and it's November in Northern Europe. Death is literally in the air. You can taste it with every frozen breath. But you're not panicking because you know about the warming room, the medieval world's answer to energy-efficient heating. You shuffle through stone corridors that should be Arctic tombs, but they're surprisingly comfortable. The monks didn't just build a room with a fireplace. They engineered a thermal distribution system that NASA would admire. One central room with a massive fire heats the entire complex through carefully designed ventilation. The warming room isn't just a room, it's the heart of a thermal circulation system. Hot air rises through channels in the walls, warming adjacent rooms through convection. Cool air is drawn back to the warming room, creating a continuous cycle. You're living inside a giant medieval HVAC system built from stone and determination. Your modern forced air heating system wishes it could be this efficient. You've got ducts leaking hot air into your walls, fans burning electricity, and filters that need constant replacement. Meanwhile, medieval monks heated entire monasteries with one fire and some clever architecture. Here's the genius part. The warming room served multiple functions. You're not just heating the building, you're drying clothes, preparing food, and creating a social space where the community gathers. Your modern heating system just makes hot air. The medieval warming room made warm community. You want to replicate this? Install a masonry heater in a central location and design your airflow around it. Let physics do the work instead of fighting it with mechanical systems that break down and devour electricity. The brazier, portable heat. That actually worked. You're in a medieval great hall, and it's the size of a basketball court with stone walls thicker than your car. Heating this space should be impossible, but you're comfortably warm because someone just wheeled in a brazier, medieval portable heating that makes your space heater look like a joke. This isn't some dinky camping fire in a metal bowl. You're looking at a carefully engineered heating device that combines radiant heat, thermal mass, and air circulation in one portable package. The metal bowl sits on legs that elevate it for optimal heat distribution. The design allows air to flow underneath, creating convection currents that move warm air throughout the space. You think your electric heater is convenient? Medieval braziers could be moved from room to room, didn't require installation, and could burn anything flammable: wood, charcoal, even dried animal dung. Your medieval ancestors weren't picky about fuel sources. They understood that heat is heat, regardless of what creates it. But here's where braziers get truly brilliant. They're zone heating perfected. Instead of heating an entire castle, you heat the space where people actually are. You're sitting around the brazier, absorbing radiant heat directly while the warm air circulates around the group. It's efficient, social, and infinitely adjustable. Your modern solution is to heat your entire house to 72 degrees, whether you're using every room or sitting in one chair. Medieval people moved the heat source to where they needed it. Revolutionary concept, right? The metal brazier also becomes thermal mass. Long after the fire dies down, the metal continues radiating heat. You're getting hours of warmth from a single load of fuel. Your electric heater shuts off the moment you stop feeding it electricity. The bed warmer, sleep technology. That changed everything. You're climbing into bed on a winter night in medieval times, and you're about to experience the most luxurious heating technology ever invented: the bed warmer. This isn't just about comfort. This is about survival. Cold beds killed people. Hypothermia was a real threat when your bedroom was essentially an outdoor temperature cave. You slide your feet under covers that have been pre-warmed by a metal pan filled with hot coals. The bed warmer, a long-handled metal container with a perforated lid, has been moved systematically across every inch of your bed. The sheets are toasty, the mattress is warm, and you're about to sleep better than people with electric blankets. This is heat therapy perfected. Your body spends hours in direct contact with pre-warmed surfaces. While you sleep, your body temperature stays stable instead of dropping to dangerous levels. You wake up refreshed instead of hypothermic. Your modern heating pad plugs into the wall and creates hot spots that can burn your skin. The medieval bed warmer distributed gentle, even heat across the entire sleeping surface. The metal pan retained heat for hours, gradually releasing it as you slept. It's thermal mass applied to sleep science. But here's the brilliant part. Bed warmers were reusable and required no ongoing energy input. You heated the coals once, warmed the bed, and enjoyed hours of comfortable sleep. Your electric blanket runs all night, burning electricity and electromagnetic fields into your dreams. You want medieval sleep comfort? Get a hot water bottle or heated rice bag. Move it around your bed before sleep, creating warm zones throughout your sleeping area. Your ancestors figured out that preventing heat loss was more efficient than constantly generating heat. The warming stone. Thermal mass. Heating at its finest. You're a medieval peasant, and you've just discovered the heating method that will keep you alive through winter: the warming stone. This isn't some mystical rock with magical properties. This is applied physics that makes your modern heating look wasteful and stupid. You place a large stone near your fire for hours, letting it absorb heat like a thermal battery. Then you wrap it in cloth and take it wherever you need warmth. Your bed, your work area, even tucked against your body under your clothes. You're carrying a portable heater that requires no fuel, produces no emissions, and stays warm for hours. The physics are beautiful in their simplicity. Stone has high thermal mass. It absorbs a lot of heat energy and releases it slowly over time. You're not burning fuel continuously. You're storing heat energy and releasing it gradually. It's thermal time shifting that would make modern engineers jealous. Your electric heating pad draws power constantly. Your medieval warming stone charges once and delivers heat for 6 to 8 hours. You're getting better performance with Stone Age technology than with your grid-connected modern solutions. But warming stones weren't just for peasants. Medieval nobility used carved soapstone blocks, designed with handles and decorative elements. They understood that thermal mass heating was superior to constant combustion. You heat the mass once, and it keeps giving back. You think this is primitive? Thermal mass heating is making a comeback in modern sustainable design. Passive solar homes use concrete floors and stone walls to store daytime heat and release it at night. Your ancestors were already doing this with portable stones they could position exactly where needed. The heated brick, construction materials as heating elements. You're working in a medieval kitchen and the bread oven has been fired all day. As evening approaches, you're about to witness heating efficiency that puts modern systems to shame. Those bricks lining the oven aren't just for baking, they're thermal storage devices that will heat your entire living space. You watch as the baker removes the last loaves and begins pulling out bricks with long metal tongs. These aren't ordinary bricks. They've been absorbing heat for hours, storing energy like medieval batteries. Wrapped in cloth, they become portable heaters that deliver steady warmth throughout the night. Each heated brick weighs several pounds and holds enormous amounts of thermal energy. You place them at the foot of your bed, tuck them against your body, or position them around your living space. They're delivering consistent, gentle heat that doesn't burn your skin or create fire hazards. Your modern space heater kicks on and off all night, creating temperature swings that disturb your sleep. Medieval heated bricks provide steady, continuous warmth that gradually decreases over 8 to 10 hours. You're experiencing thermal regulation that modern technology still hasn't perfected, but here's where it gets ingenious. Medieval people coordinated heating with cooking. The same fire that baked bread also charged their heating bricks. They weren't wasting energy on separate heating systems. They were maximizing the thermal output of every piece of fuel they burned. You want to try this today? Heat regular bricks in your oven at 300 degrees for an hour. Wrap them in towels and use them as portable heaters. You'll discover that medieval heating wasn't just effective, it was elegantly efficient in ways your modern systems aren't. The tile stove, European engineering excellence. You're in a medieval German townhouse and you're about to experience heating technology so advanced it won't be improved upon for centuries. The tile stove, or Kachelofen, isn't just a fireplace with fancy decoration. It's a thermal engineering marvel that makes your modern furnace look like a wasteful antique. You approach what looks like a ceramic art installation rising from floor to ceiling. This isn't just beautiful, it's a heat exchanger designed by people who understood thermodynamics before the word existed. The fire burns in a chamber surrounded by ceramic tiles that absorb and store heat. The smoke and gases spiral through internal channels, transferring every possible unit of thermal energy to the ceramic mass before exiting. Your modern furnace burns fuel and immediately vents the hot gases outside. You're literally throwing heat up the chimney. The tile stove captures almost every BTU and stores it in ceramic thermal mass that continues radiating heat for 12 to 24 hours after the fire dies. You feed this system twice a day, morning and evening, and it provides consistent warmth throughout the day and night. The ceramic tiles heat slowly and evenly, creating gentle, radiant heat that warms your body directly instead of just heating the air. You're comfortable at lower air temperatures because the radiant heat makes your skin feel warm. But here's the revolutionary part. Tile stoves burn fuel completely and cleanly. The internal chambers reach temperatures that consume smoke and particulates. You're getting maximum heat output with minimal emissions. Medieval people achieved what modern environmental engineers are still trying to perfect. These systems were so effective that wealthy medieval families built them into the walls between rooms, heating multiple spaces with one fire. You're looking at central heating that predates modern central heating by centuries and performs better in many ways. The smoke hood. Capturing heat before it escapes. You're standing in a medieval kitchen, watching smoke rise from the central fire, and you notice something that will revolutionize your understanding of heat capture. The smoke hood isn't just removing smoke, it's a heat recovery system that extracts thermal energy before venting gases outside. This massive funnel-shaped structure does more than channel smoke up the chimney. You're looking at medieval heat exchanger technology that captures radiant heat and redirects it into the living space. The metal or stone hood absorbs heat from the rising gases and radiates it outward into the room. Your modern range hood is an exhaust fan that sucks heated air out of your house as fast as possible. You're paying to heat air and then immediately throwing it outside. The medieval smoke hood captures that thermal energy and puts it to work heating your living space. But the genius extends beyond simple heat capture. The hood creates air circulation patterns that distribute warm air throughout the space. Hot air rises into the hood, spreads outward, and descends along the walls, creating convection currents that move heated air where you need it. You think this is primitive? Modern high-efficiency homes use heat recovery ventilation that operates on the same principles. The difference is that medieval people built this into their architecture instead of adding it as expensive mechanical equipment that requires maintenance and electricity. The smoke hood also serves as thermal mass. Hours after the fire dies down, the heated metal or stone continues radiating warmth. You're getting extended heating performance from every piece of fuel burned. Modern systems waste this thermal energy by venting it immediately outside. The charcoal foot warmer, personal climate control. Perfected. You're sitting in a medieval church during winter service and you're about to discover personal heating technology that makes modern solutions look clunky and inefficient. Under your long robes, tucked against your feet, is a small perforated metal container filled with glowing charcoal, the ultimate personal heating device. This isn't just keeping your feet warm, it's creating a microclimate around your body. The charcoal burns slowly and cleanly, producing consistent heat for hours. The perforated container allows air circulation while containing the burning material safely. You're carrying a tiny furnace that delivers heat exactly where your body needs it most. Your modern hand warmers last 45 minutes and then become garbage. The medieval foot warmer operates for 6 to 8 hours on a single charge of charcoal, and the container is reusable indefinitely. You're getting superior performance with technology that creates no electronic waste. But here's where it gets brilliant. Foot warmers targeted the body's thermal regulation system. Keep your feet warm and your entire body feels warmer. Medieval people understood that heating your extremities was more effective than heating the surrounding air. They practiced zone heating at the personal level. The charcoal foot warmer was also infinitely portable. Church service, long travels, workstations, you carried your personal climate control wherever you went. No electrical outlets, no batteries, no dependence on infrastructure. You were thermally independent. You want to experience this medieval luxury? Modern charcoal hand warmers operate on the same principle. Small, reusable, and incredibly effective for personal heating. Your ancestors figured out that personal thermal management was more efficient than environmental heating. The heated floor, thermal mass applied to architecture. You're walking barefoot across stone floors in a medieval castle, and instead of ice-cold shock, you feel gentle warmth rising through the soles of your feet. You're experiencing heated floors, not the electric kind that burns through electricity, but thermal mass floors that store and release heat like architectural batteries. The medieval approach was brilliantly simple. Hot air from fires, ovens, or hippocaust systems flowed through channels under the floor stones. The massive stone blocks absorbed this heat and stored it for hours. You're walking on a heating system that continues working long after the fires go out. Your modern radiant floor heating uses electric cables or hot water pipes that require constant energy input. Medieval heated floors used thermal mass to store energy and release it gradually. You got hours of comfortable warmth from brief periods of fuel consumption, but the real genius was in the materials. Stone floors don't just store heat, they distribute it evenly across the entire surface. No hot spots, no cold zones, just consistent, comfortable temperatures from wall to wall. Your bare feet are in contact with gentle, steady warmth that never gets hot enough to burn. Medieval heated floors also eliminated the problems of heated air systems. No dust circulation, no humidity issues, no air currents that create cold drafts. The heat radiates directly from the surface you're standing on. You stay warm without breathing heated, dried air. This technology was so effective that it never really became obsolete. It just got more expensive. Modern radiant floor systems operate on medieval principles, but require complex mechanical systems and constant energy input. Your ancestors achieved the same results with simpler, more robust methods. The medieval heating revolution. You never knew about. You've just traveled through 1,000 years of heating innovation that makes your modern furnace look like an expensive way to burn money. Medieval people didn't just survive the cold, they mastered it with elegance, efficiency, and engineering brilliance that we're still trying to match. These weren't desperate survival techniques. They were sophisticated thermal management systems designed by people who understood heat, airflow, and thermal mass better than most modern heating engineers. They achieved comfort, efficiency, and sustainability simultaneously. Your ancestors heated spaces, not air. They stored energy instead of wasting it. They moved heat where it was needed instead of heating everything equally. They used thermal mass as batteries and understood that radiant heat was superior to convection heating. You think you live in the age of advanced heating technology, but you're actually living in the age of wasteful heating technology. You burn fossil fuels to heat air, then fight the air currents with fans, filters, and ductwork. Medieval people heated objects that radiated warmth directly to your body. The medieval heating methods weren't abandoned because they were inferior. They were abandoned because they required knowledge, skill, and understanding that got lost in the rush toward mechanical convenience. But convenience isn't always better, and efficiency isn't always about technology. You want to stay warm this winter? Learn from your ancestors. Heat thermal mass, not air. Use radiant heat, not convection. Store energy, don't waste it. Move heat to where you need it instead of heating spaces you don't use. Your medieval heating education is complete. Now stop shivering in your modern house and start thinking like someone who actually understood how to stay warm. Your ancestors would be embarrassed by your heating bills and impressed by your potential. The past wasn't primitive. It was just working with different resources, and sometimes different resources led to better solutions.